So it's been a while since I've been this excited about a car. This car just pops, sparkle, and buzzes electric. This is a 5-seater, pure EV. It's from BYD and it's called the Atto 3. Hi guys, my name is Don and I'm not a pro driver. I just want to give a special thanks to AC Motors and Iconic Dealership. Thanks to Sir Bob Palanca, Sir Ian, Sir Alex for giving me all the details that I need to just enjoy the car. As well as Miss Nickole Gorospe for letting us experience the Atto 3. We've spent several days with this car and this car really is a treat. If you're in the market for an EV, let me tell you why you should start considering the Atto 3. So let me start with the key fob. So here's the front and here's the back. At the front, we have the lock button, unlock button, and then the trunk button, as well as the remote start button. And here on the side, it says here push. When you push this, there is this mechanical key. Right now, the car is unlocked. And if I lock it, then you just press this. The side mirror folds, you see lights. And then the unlock button, when you press it, there we go. If you press the unlock button and hold, press and hold, once it's unlocked, it will open the windows. If you want to close the windows, you just press the lock button and it closes the windows and folds the side mirror. For the trunk button, unfortunately, it's not power tailgate, but if you press twice, you would hear something at the back. It unlocks so that you can lift the trunk. To start remotely, you just press and hold, remote start button, and there you go, it's starting. It's actually starting. It's just so quiet. One more thing about the key fob is, okay, so the car has that proximity sensor thing. So if I lock this right now, and it doesn't lock because I have my trunk open. So when I approach the car, it doesn't do anything. But you can have your key inside your pocket and there's a button here that you press to unlock the car. You press it again to lock the car. Yeah, that's it, as long as you have the key fob. So for the colors of the car, we have blue, red, gray, and here we have white. So the car is 1,875 millimeters wide. It has a height of 1,615 millimeters with a ground clearance of 150 millimeters and is 4,455 millimeters long with a wheelbase of 2,720 millimeters. So for the front, usually we have this small grille, but it's a plastic aluminum finish with BYD chrome front and center. And then on the sides, we have your headlights. This right here is your DRL, which becomes your signal light. So there are two bulbs here that I'm seeing. One is your low beam and then the other is the high beam. Below that, we have your plate holder here. Below the plate holder, we have your front camera and your radar here at the bottom. We have some vents here for cooling. And on the sides, we have one sensor and then another on that side. So you have two sensors at the front. So on the side, we have 18-inch rims. It's a two-tone design where you have aluminum finish and then gloss black. It's an Atlas A51 SUV 215/55 R18. Usually we have ugly lug nuts. This one, it has a really glossy black finish. Actually looks good. Disc brakes at the front and then disc brakes at the back. For the suspension, we have a McPherson type for the front and a multi-link system at the rear. For the side mirrors, we have your signal light, camera, and a puddle lamp. We have this fin type design with a small window just beside it. And then we have roof rails, which are silver. Chrome accents here on the windows. Below here, usually this is where I find a lot of black cladding just to protect it from debris and whatnot. But here we have body color. So for the rear, we have your badges. It says here at the top, build your dreams. That's what BYD stands for. And then we have EV and then BYD Atto 3. And then for the taillights, you have this bar here, which lights up. It does look nice. You have your reverse, your signal lights here, and then your brake light. I thought this was a light, but it's actually just a reflector. Plate holder, and at the top, we have your lights for the plate holder, as well as your rear camera. In addition to the rear camera, you have two parking sensors on each side. And then below that, we have your rear fog lamps right there. At the top, we have an additional brake light, and then at the very top, you have your shark fin antenna. So here's how the lights look like at night. So first it's off with your DRLs. Then we have auto, park light, low beam, here's high beam with your signal lights. So for the rear, it's off. Here's auto, park light, as well as low beam and high beam. Then we have your signal lights and then your brake lights. On the right side of the car, you have your charging port. You can't open it unless you unlock the car. So if I lock this car and then you push it, then you have your ports. You have AC and DC. So AC is 7 kilowatts of charging. That's a speed. And then for DC, you have up to 80 kilowatts of charging. So it was said that in 7 kilowatt charging, you will have from 0 to 100 in like 15 to 16 hours. Fast charging, you'll get 30% to 80% in under 30 minutes. So that's like 50% in under 30 minutes. So what this charges is BYD's Blade battery. And that's different from the typical lithium-ion batteries that we know. It's lithium iron phosphate. It's more rigid. It can withstand nail penetration without emitting any fire or smoke. Longer life cycle, it has a capacity of 60.4 kilowatt hour, and it has longer range of 480 kilometers. That's NEDC. BYD claims that the consumption is 15.6 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So the other thing that I find really impressive about this is it has vehicle to load function. What that means is you can get power from the car if you have the right adapter. So this is what comes with it. And you have your extensions here for your appliances. There was actually an article in Australia where she used the Atto 3 to supply power for the dialysis of her child while there was a power outage. It's actually a really good use case of this. But if you're going on road trips where there's no power, you can use it to power up your kettle or your stove, what have you. It's 7 p.m. and we have 63% just going for dinner. We can see here it's already hooked up. It's 4 hours and 22 minutes till full charge. We only are getting like 5.5 kilowatts. So it's a really slow charging here in at the podium. We know that the car does more than that, like 80 kilowatts. Anyway, this is free, and also you have the benefit of priority parking. It's near the entrance of the mall, so more motivation to get an EV, or more with perks, right? We just finished dinner and we're at 75% for 1 hour and 20 minutes from the 5.5 kilowatt charging here at podium. Oh well, at least it's free though. There's a lever here on the driver's side and you have to pull twice. So when you pop the hood, you'll see that you have some space here. There's no storage, but I think it's possible if they wanted to, you can have a little bit of storage here. But since that you don't have that, you can see your electric motor, which is powering up the 2 front wheels. It has a maximum power of 201 horsepower and 310 Newton meters of torque. BYD claims that it goes from 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds. And then you have your coolant, your washer fluid, as well as your brake fluid for your serviceable things. There's a grip handle here that acts as a button as well. And it's not power, it's not the lifting part that bothers me because it's light. It's the closing part that's, you need to put a bit of muscle in it. Usually there's a close button here for your power tailgate if it's powered. Hopefully, units that will be coming here are power tailgate. At the top, you have your emergency latch. So that's reassuring just in case of emergencies. You have your luggage curtain here that raises up. You can take this out if you want to with these, so that's easy enough. So you have a bag here with all your charging essentials. So this is your 7 kilowatt charging. So this goes to the AC port, this is the brick, and then this goes to the wall outlet. Now your wall outlet needs to have a ground. Otherwise, it will have an error while you're charging the car. It will show up in the instrument cluster when you're charging it. So that's one of the things that comes with it, as well as vehicle to load extension. If you're using that, yeah, you can fit that here. So they're all in one bag right there. So that's cool. Bring your device. So here is your floorboard, and under that we have your early warning device, reflective vest. This is your tire repair kit, your compressor, and then this is your towing hook. So if you're not using this or you need more room for your things, you can put this down and lower it. Now you have 440 liters of storage right there. So on top of that, we have like pockets on each side. You have one here and then you have one here. You also have one light. I don't know if that will be enough. Hopefully there will be two of them right here, one on each side. Oh, by the way, you can see that you have top tethers on the back seats on the side. So you have two of them right there. Yeah, I don't see any 12-volt socket here. You should have at least one. So if you need more room, you can hide it under the compartment here. Cool. So that sits flat right there. And then there are pull tabs to fold this. So here's another pull tab. There we go. So now you have at least 1,340 liters of space to work with. I really do like this. It makes it more versatile. And you have this as well, okay? I noticed that whenever you try and pull this back up, the straps are blocking the locking mechanism. So you have to pull the seat belts and then lock it into place. Before I get into the second row, I mean, look at the door. It really looks cool. You have soft touch material here, another type of material here, which is softer, and it's kind of like it's molded. Plastic here, soft touch here, plastic with aluminum finish, plastic with piano black finish, soft touch here, plastic, and strings. Speakers here, another speaker here, I believe. And here's your door handle. This is how you open the door. So cool, right? Soft touch here with plastic. You would usually be inside and hold it like so. That's how you pull it. One touch going down. It doesn't go all the way down. One touch going up with anti-pinch, so safety feature. All right, so going inside the second row, what you'll notice right away is that there is no tunnel. It's completely flat. For a car of this size, it's really spacious. It's impressive even. The interior, my God. Usually you have one or two colors. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And it still looks good. So we have white for the seat at the center here with perforated stuff. ISO fix on each side, not on the middle. So we have here, there we go. Yeah, that thing. ISO fix points there. Seat belts. So there are 3 seat belts. Here's one for the middle and then here's on the other side. Adjustments on the seats we have here for the headrest. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Oh, that's nice. Okay, here. 1. Oh my goodness. That's one. The bolstering on the seats here are actually good. It's not too deep to a point that it doesn't, well, at least for my mother-in-law, she has no troubles with going inside and getting outside of the car. So that's good. The seats are soft here, just to give you an idea how soft it is. However, here you can see that it's raised up here. And that's because you have this, your center armrest with 2 cup holders right there. But even if I sit here, because there is no tunnel, it's still spacious. Panoramic sunroof, again, it makes it look spacious. I've noticed whenever you have a panoramic sunroof, the roof gets lower, but it's okay for me. I'm 5'8". We have grab handles on each side, and then you have touch capacitive lights here. Right now, it's open because there's a door open. Airbag here, airbag here. So behind the first row seats, you have pockets here. You have 3 pockets, 2 that can fit phones perfectly, or wallets, or what have you. And then you have a bigger one right here in the center. And here, one of my favorite parts, vents. So you have one to open both vents. So if the left vent doesn't want air, the right vent doesn't have one as well. Oh, by the way, this closing and opening thing is where you point up or down, the angle. And then this is where it goes left or right. Below that, we have this BYD design badge, 2 charging ports, 1 USB Type A and then Type C. The Type C has 2 lightning bolts, so this is fast charging, I guess. A pocket here for your phone while it's charging. Under the front row seats, for the second row, we have aircon vents here, AC vents for the feet. First of all, on the seat, how comfortable it is same softness or material that you have on the second row. Almost a similar design, but you don't have an adjustable headrest here, which makes it more sporty. Front door materials, they're the same as that of the second row. Soft touch material here, soft touch here. Yeah, same as that of the second row. The difference is the window. So it's still one touch going down, but it goes all the way down, and still one touch going up with anti-pinch. Pocket and a bottle holder. Whereas on the second row, you just have like a pocket. For the adjustments on the seat, for the driver's side, I have electronic controls. So there is for the backrest, and then here is for raising the seat, and then here is for moving the seat forward and backward. But there are no adjustments for lumbar. First time I noticed that there's no lumbar because I didn't need it. There are actually times that when I'm driving, it feels so comfortable, I actually feel sleepy driving. That's just me. I don't need the lumbar support for this particular seat. On the passenger side, they're all manual. You don't have electronic controls here. I did mention that the seats are really soft and they're shaped well. And I appreciate the seat more when I'm driving. It really does something to the driving experience. I don't know what it is, but it's really good. I already feel safe on the seat, but having airbags here on the B pillar as well as on the steering wheel. I know that there's airbags here. It feels safer on the first row. And then of course, when you're here at the front, you'll see the screens. They're placed well, especially for me as a driver. I have a 5-inch display here for my instrument cluster, as well as a 12.8 rotating. So this is a rotating screen right there. Cool, right? Other than the vents at the second row, we have vents here for the driver. We have here below this screen. So we have that, and then here's for the passenger, and then here is for the passenger. You can see that they all carry this cool aesthetic. It's uniform. I really like that. I really do. Other than that, we have your dome light switch here, and this is for your roof. Sorry, sunshade, and then this is for the sunroof. So these are impressive. These are capacitive buttons. They're not tactile. Everything is capacitive. I thought these were sunglass holders, but they're not. Below that, we have your auto-dimming rear view mirror. So we have that here. We don't have a USB port here. I do believe that this should have a dash cam, and that's why they don't have a USB port here, because you don't need a dash cam because it's already built in with the DVR function. But this unit doesn't have that yet. It might be a software thing. It just needs to be updated. Visors, and then we have clips for your cards and lights. The lights are here. I just hope that the lights were here so that when you open this, you don't see that. But anyways, it's still there. It's useful. The lights open when you open this up. And we also have that here as well for your passenger. Glove box. Okay, so this opens soft with light right there. For the center console, we have your wireless charger, and then moving further down, we have, it looks like something of a lever, right? So we have reverse, neutral, and then drive. And then here we have the unlock button right there to shift gears. And then we have your park button right here. Below that, we have your start stop, I want to say engine, but it's a start stop button. If you could see here, there's like start words there and then stop at the bottom here. It's kind of like a holographic design. And then here we have your electronic parking brake. Hazard button right here. So that's how it sounds, and you will see that it is doing that hazard thing on your instrument cluster. This is your parking assist sensors. Here is your blind spot detection. So right now, if it's not orange, then it's off. If it's on, it's orange, and you'll see that on the instrument cluster. So that's how you turn that on and off. And then here is your auto hold. So right now I can't because I don't have my seatbelt on, but if I do, if I'm buckled up, then I can enable that. And you will see that here, that A right there, that will turn green if it's active. Below that, we have your regenerative mode. So this is how you toggle your modes. So it says high and then standard and then high. So that's how you toggle that. Whenever you're decelerating, it will regenerate energy back. Friction. Science. Here is a button. If you press on this, it turns off the infotainment system there. And then press it again to turn it on. This serves as a scroller for your volume right here. So it's media, and then I mute it right there. And then below that is auto for your climate control. Right now it's disabled. If I turn it on, so it's a physical way of doing it without touching the screen. Here is for the AC. So I can turn on the AC and turn it off from here. Here is for the defogger. So if I press that, you can see that it's changing the vents. Here is for the drive modes. We have normal, and then sport, and then eco. So we have 3 modes for driving. So this is the last button, and it's like an icon of a car with snow. So if I turn this on, you will see the modes start to change from sport to this. I like the fact that the things that you touch often are not in piano black finish, but it still looks good. So they left the piano black finish to those things that you seldomly touch, like the electronic parking brake. So you have 2 cup holders right there. One is deeper than the other because of this. For the center armrest, it's still blue. It still goes with the theme of the whole interior. And it has these ridges. It's soft touch, and you don't have any clips or, something to open it. You just lift this up if the car is having a hard time detecting the key fob. You place it there so you can start the car. For a car of this size, this armrest is one of the widest I've experienced, and it's actually rigid enough because it doesn't make any noise. Everything is solid. Even, these tiny details here, it makes it feel premium. It's actually impressive. So under the center console, we have storage, and we have 2 charging ports. We have USB Type-C and Type-A. Now, this is what you'll use if you want to use CarPlay or have a USB stick with media. And then this is for your SD card. This is how I believe that there will be a DVR somewhere. But in this case, you can use it to load songs or whatever. Yeah, that's it. And then we have your 12-volt socket right there. Moving over to the control specific to the driver, I have your buttons here. So I have a button to unfold and fold the side mirror, and you can choose which one you would want to adjust. So if I choose this, it's on the left side, so that would be adjusting the left side. And then we have the unlock and lock button, the windows switches, and then the window lock. We have this to open the hood, so it's 2 times. 1 and then 2. Other than that, there's nothing in here that tells me that I can open the tailgate or unlock the tailgate. I have to do it manually from the tailgate itself. So for the steering wheel, we have, well, first of all, it's leather wrapped with aluminum finish and piano black finish. Okay, so for the buttons, we have matte finish. Still plastic, but it's not fingerprint magnet. I actually like that. It's kind of like the same logic that they did for the center console. Actually good. Adjustments on the steering wheel. So that's for the reach and tilt. What's cool about this is regardless of what angle you put the steering column, the instrument cluster is attached to that. So on the left side, we have your AVM. I actually like this because you have control for the AVM or your 360 view. So there we go. That's how it looks like. And then we can rotate that right there from the button here. And here's a better view of the AVM. So that's 3 cameras or 3 views. And if I rotate it, you only have 2. So I actually like the AVM on portrait rather than landscape. At the middle, we have your cruise controls. We have here the button for cruise control. To activate that, you just tap or press, and then you will have this icon right there. It's not active. If you set it, there it says here fasten seatbelt, so I'll buckle up. Oh, sorry. And then set. So it says here ACC on, and then shift to D. So if I shift to D, there we go. So if I on, ACC failed inactive. But this is how you set that. You resume your ACC with just flicking this up, and then you set it. You set it first before you activate it. On the side, you will see that there is this, it's like a steering wheel with a lane. It's supposed to drive itself where it follows the car in front of you rather than the lane. So if you're in ACC mode, you'll start to see these 4 bars right here. So that's your distance between the car in front of you. That's how you set the distance. So that's on the left side. And then we have your horn with your BYD logo right there. Here we have on the right, your phone button. Here we have the mic button. It's actually your voice command button, but you can also trigger the voice assistant with high BYD. There we go. Can I own you?
Which of these places do you want?
That's too much of an ask, I guess. At the middle, we have your seat buttons and then your volume button right there. Okay, so you can control that on top of controlling it on the center console. And then we have your mode to select whichever you want to see on your instrument cluster. So if it has arrows right there, you can select. So it says your total average. I'm at 15.4 kilowatt per 100 kilometers. And then past 50, so I'm 14.6. And then here is your acceleration timer. I guess this is like launch control, or 0 to 100. So we have driving time, average speed, and then that's it. You go to your TPMS again. We have mode here as well. So the mode is for your entertainment. So I have mode here. So Bluetooth, SD card, and then USB, local, video, and then there. So this actually is not good if you're on CarPlay, because it goes back to the default player of the infotainment system. So controlling the cluster really isn't that much. It's part of the steering wheel, but there is a bit of information here. So you have your time, auto headlight, and then your 33 Celsius, that's the temperature outside. You have your cruise control with your target speed, seat belt not on. Let me test that right now. We're 3 passengers right now. So here, if I put on my seat belt, there we go. Cool, right? It's actually smart. The seat senses that there's a person sitting. Other than that, we have your range here, your battery percentage, your kilowatt. This is when you're accelerating, it just goes up. If it goes to a negative number, then you're regenerating energy. We have your high, that's earlier, regenerative mode. So high and standard. OK is OK to drive. Eco is your mode, drive mode, and then your snow mode. Gear, odometer, and your parking. We also have the warning for TPMS somewhere here. You actually see all of those warnings once you start the car. For the infotainment system, yeah, so this is what it looks like. So here are all the apps. It's actually interesting because it looks like this whole infotainment system has its own operating system. So it's Android. You would know that because once you start typing, look, it looks like an Android keyboard. We have your app switcher right there. So we have different apps. Anyway, when we go to home, we have 3 shortcuts, and these are 3 apps. They're acting like widgets. So they work like shortcuts / widgets. Here we have your icons of apps right there. At the top, you say BYD. So that's your voice assistant right there. And then we have a shortcut to radio. And then here, BYD Assistant. Here's your BYD voice settings. So audio wake up when you say, hi BYD, right? And then audio zone locking. So it will only respond to me, not to anybody else inside the car. Voice broadcasting volume. Okay, so voice languages, we have, wait, it's loading. So we have English, Thai, and French. They're all downloaded right now. We have voice skills. Of all the cars that I've seen with voice commands, this has the most number of voice commands. I mean, it turns on the AC, it controls the windows, it adjusts the volume, make a call, the sunroof, like open Spotify, vehicle settings, turn off volume, media, Bluetooth, calling your contacts, turning the AC, control the seats, ambient lighting. Yeah, that's a lot. So it kind of makes you forget that this is a Chinese car. Since that they're using an Android operating system here, the English is really good. So going back to home, we have your phone. So if I have my phone connected to Bluetooth, right now we're using it as, the camera and all that. You will see your contacts here. Radio, this is what the radio interface looks like. So they're actually the same as music. They're just switching tabs here on the side. And then navigation, we went to that earlier. By the way, the navigation, you don't have to open or launch Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. The navigation app is a standalone navigation app. It actually is like Google Maps, but it's in the default infotainment system. So it works pretty well. But if you prefer to use other third-party apps, you can always use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. The advantage of this is you can use this in portrait mode. Let's go back. So here's Android Auto Media Center. Okay, so that's the same thing. Radio, music, media center, they're all the same. They just have different tabs activated. Vehicle image, so this is your 360 right there. And we have your transparent, so you can see the ground here below the car. Parking assist, 3D, so it activates a 3D right. Holy crap, that's fast. If 3D is off, then you have presets. If you have 3D, then you have presets as well, but it's a nicer view. Settings, okay. So panorama, parking sensors prompt panoramic image, okay. Steering linkage. Okay, so this is cool. If you turn on your signal and you're below 10 kilometers per hour, it will trigger the ABM. So we have transparent body view. If I turn this off right now, when traveling over 30 kilometers per hour, the function will turn off. You can also manually trigger it from here. So I guess that will trigger that. If I turn this on portrait view, this is actually impressive. We have 3 views right now. We have 3D right here, and then we have your rim view left to right, and then we have your 2D view right there. Still, we have the same settings right there. We have utilities, we have file manager. So here is your file manager. This is inside my USB. I plugged the USB stick here. I have Darth Vader right there, my video, my audio. So these are all running from the USB. Okay, so let's play something here. Okay, before I get any copyright strike or anything, I'm not really an audiophile to gauge, but I'm really impressed. And here's the video. Let me try and here. Let's play this. Okay. Oh, let me go back. Here, yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Ooh. This is nice.
It's working! It's working!
Okay. It's working! So this is how the player looks like. Can I move to the next video? Okay, so I can scrub the timeline right there. So it gets bigger when the controls are off. You just tap. There. So these are sliders. So this is brightness, and then this is volume. Huh. Okay, so that's video. Here's pictures. Let me see that. Oh, nice. Can I swipe left to right? No? Swipe. No! Okay, so I have to go close that and then open another image. Let me set this as wallpaper. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, let me go home. It's working! Okay, this is awesome. So that's file manager for you, all right? Disable auto start. No, I don't want to do that. And then we have data monitor. Oh, so it's connected to my wife's phone. Daily usage, I don't know how to read this. And anyway, it monitors data. Okay, so album. So again, photo, album. This is from my USB earlier. So it just does that. Let me play another. The UI for the players is the same. Let's go back. Smart charging. I guess this is helpful for people that have a specific schedule for charging, on a daily basis. So if I turn this on right now and then I tap on this, so it says here I can start to charge at 11 p.m. and then here it just says charge to 100%, but I can tap on this. Instead of charging to 100%, I can charge it to 4 p.m. the next day. But here we can just say charge to 100%. You can customize this to which days you want to charge with these settings. It's actually nice. Okay, I'll turn that off. And so that's smart charging. Theme. Okay, so this is fun because you have different themes. You have the same layout, but it looks different. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 themes, and then you have wallpaper. We have up until 6 wallpapers to choose from. Of course, changing different themes doesn't make you stick to a wallpaper. You can set a different wallpaper once you've applied your theme. Okay, let's go to settings right now. System settings, internet, we have cellular data. If I turn that off, you don't have 4G here anymore. If I turn this on, then we have 4G. Wi-Fi on, you can turn that off or scan, add network, personal hotspot, BYD. Bluetooth on. This is how I usually connect my phone to the car. Connected devices, the list of devices that this car has been connecting to. We have audio, DRAC or DIRAC, live. So this is the audio system for the car. Loudness on with the equalizer, sound field settings, and you have all these settings right here. media volume, phone volume, guidance volume. This is the navigation volume. If you're using Waze or something, that's different from the volume on media. Let's go to display here. This brightness, this is for the infotainment system right there. And then screen off, clock 1. If I turn it off, that's what you'll see. So you have different settings for that. Multimedia brightness linkage. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Theme, light, dark, and auto. Oh, okay, cool. So we have auto. I guess this will change to dark at a certain time of the day. And then vehicle dashboard brightness regulation. So here is setting the brightness for the instrument cluster. Software. Here's vehicle version update. So in other countries, they have over-the-air updates, and I'm not sure if it will apply here in the Philippines, but it's best to contact the dealership for that. All right, software detail view. Okay, here is the system, software, restore factory settings, reset all to default. Here are apps. So this is similar to your phone if you have an Android phone. This is how it looks like on listing, how it lists the apps. Displays the apps. Here's your storage, here's your security, and then permissions. So here we have storage, vehicle info. Yeah, so if you have an Android phone, you have more knowledge on this than me. You have toggles of notifications per app. There we go. Here we have more, and then auto time sync. So we have time zone, time format, 12R, 24R, language, and it supports, oh holy crap, that's a lot. That's a lot of languages. I mean, it's an Android system anyways. We have default IME, keyboard. We have different settings similar to a phone. Yeah, this I actually like because not all cars have customizable units. For distance, we have kilometers and mile, and for power, we have horsepower in kilowatt. Temperature, we have Fahrenheit or Celsius, air pressure, kPa, bar, PSI. Okay. User agreement. Yeah, we don't need that. We already agree to everything. Memory playback. Here, we have an eye icon here. Let's see. Resume playback from where left off. Support playback from local media and permitted third-party sources. I guess it's when you are playing something, you turn off the car, turn it on again, you pick up where you left off. Okay, so that's system settings. ADAS. Okay, ADAS, drive assist, we have lane support system, and it says here for lane departure assist, we have warning, prevention, or off. So alert mode is sound, vibration, and then both. Let's try both. I've been just doing sound for the whole time. Traffic sign recognition. So this is, let's say there's a speed limit of 60 kilometers. It will show that on the instrument cluster. And then high beam assist. What this does is it switches to high beam from low beam depending on the situation on the road. Okay, active safety. We have preventive collision warning, AEB, blind spot detection, ESC off. So if I turn this on right now, then it's off. I get to see this in the instrument cluster. Okay, so it says here that it's off. So I don't want to do that. Hill descent control. If I do that, then I get this. So there's no way of me doing that here. Physically, I have to do that here on the screen. So that's hill descent control, parking assist. Okay, so I have parking sensors here. Panoramic images, so that's that. So new energy manager, energy feedback intensity. Let me turn that to high. Range display mode, standard or dynamic. I really don't know what's the difference, to be honest. Okay, charge settings, smart charging. It's the app earlier. Charge port, anti-theft lock. Let's leave that enabled. Consumption. Total mileage, yeah, that's what I see here on my instrument cluster. Cumulative average electricity consumption, that's all the details. Average speed, no, I don't want to reset data. Consumption graph, that's how much we were consuming energy on the car. Vehicle settings, smart chassis, steering assist mode, comfort, yeah, I like comfort. It's light, it's really light. Brake assist mode, so it's comfort or sport. I like comfort. Comfort parking. I don't know what that does, but it's so far everything's comfortable anyways. Lights. So this is interesting. I'll show this at night, but I need to turn on the light first here. And there should be light. Right now it's blue right there. So if I change this to green, let me see. There we go. I hope you can see that. Brightness, let me max that up. There we go. So yeah. Adjustment area, why it's whole vehicle is because we have ambient lighting for the second row as well. So that's front, rear, or whole vehicle. Of course, whole vehicle. dynamic colors. What this does is it pulsates and it changes color after it pulsates to that color. So there we go. So sea and stars, this is the type, I guess. Tropical, colorful. I guess we get a different set of colors when it's doing that dynamic color thing. Music rhythm, when you play something, it will try to change colors depending on the beat of the music. Here we have adjust headlight level or height. So this is how you do that. You know, how high the headlight is. So follow me home headlight lasts for 60 seconds. Headlights before entering, we have 60 seconds. Intelligent welcome light. I guess this is the puddle lamp, the intelligent welcome light. Whenever you unlock the door, there are lights on the sides of the car, so that's cool. All right, so moving to external mirrors here, it's autofold. That's the only option. I guess if I turn this off, then when I lock the car, it won't fold or unfold. AC, fan speed reduction during calls. This is actually smart. When there's a call, it reduces the fan speed so that I can hear the call or the person on the other side better. Auto air recirculation, so we have that. So remote controlled air conditioning, so I can set it to 10, 15, 20, up until 30 minutes. That's because I can remotely start the car. And when it starts a car, this is how much time it is on. Let's say the car has been baking under the sun. I can start it and it will turn on the air conditioner before I get inside the car. So that's cool. Auto AC mode, economical and comfort. That's the options right there. Door and window. Okay, so I showed this to you earlier. These are the options on the key fob. Auto lock while driving. Yeah, while you're driving, it just auto locks itself at a certain speed, maybe 15 kilometers per hour. Notification. Okay, so here we have notifications. Here, that's here, right here. I think this is the notification center at the top. There's a bell here somewhere. Yeah, that's notification right there. So reminders. So we have all those things. There are voice prompts for it as well. So we have vehicle prompt sound source, engine sound simulator, okay? Speed warning at 100 kilometers. So I just set that because I don't want to, I'm not really fast at driving. I want to know if I'm going beyond 100 kilometers. Media volume decreases when navigating. I guess this is when the voice in navigation, it tells you to turn left. It will reduce the volume of the music so that it's not fighting over sound. But that's notification. Vehicle health. Okay, smart maintenance. We have maintenance interval 63 days. So this is your maintenance stuff. Overhaul, wiper and service position. Okay, because the wipers can't be raised up manually, this is how you do that. Right there. So you can change the wiper, clean the wiper, turn that off, and it goes back to the normal position. Vehicle information, car status. If I tap on check, just says status good. Earlier, I went to system settings and then internet and then Bluetooth. And I scanned for the device and now we have my wife's phone and it says here to connect. So I'm pairing it right now. If I tap on pair, so if I start, it will start Android Auto. There we go. That's how Android Auto looks like. So side note, if it's set to portrait, here's what happens. Rotation is not supported. Go back to BYD and it goes back to the default infotainment system. Rotate the screen, go to Android Auto here. It automatically rotates, so it doesn't really support portrait mode. But the good thing about it is it can connect wirelessly. So I can just leave my phone here, and it's charging. There we go. It says here wirelessly charging in progress. So this is pretty much your standard Android Auto. And if you want to go back to the BYD settings, app drawer, and then tap on BYD. So Apple CarPlay is not supported wirelessly yet. I'm not sure if in the future it will have an update that it will. So I just hooked up the phone to USB Type A port and it's asking me to connect to Apple CarPlay. Tap on yes, yes, and here we go. We have Apple CarPlay. So we have this view where we have like widget view. If I want to go back to BYD, I need to find the BYD app. Tap on that. Or I don't want to go back to BYD just to change the climate settings. I can slide my finger up from here or slide my finger down from the top. And from here, I can tap on, let's say, the AC, and then I have these controls right there. So here's climate settings. If I tap on this, then we get all these AC settings right here. Auto, and then you can set that on the center console. We have max, and it will just be as cold as it can. And we have your defogger, defogging for the side mirrors right there. Recirculating mode, and then fan only. On the interface, it really looks like it is dual climate because I have a setting here and a setting here, but whenever I set it here, it also sets it here. There's no individual settings. And if I tap on AC settings here, it goes back to the settings app, vehicle settings, and then AC. So that's like a shortcut to it. So earlier we got this from BGC, AC Motors BGC, and it was at 100%. It was fully charged, the vehicle. Now I do have 92%. What happened from like 8%? So that's going from BGC to Marikina, and then right now from Marikina going to Binangonan. And it says here I still have 19 kilometers left, and right now I'm at Eco. My regenerative state is at high. I'm using adaptive cruise control right now, and it's set to 55 kilometers. Yeah, so this is how it's doing its cruise control. It's following the car in front of me, I believe. I did try to floor this, and I don't want to do it again because, I don't know, maybe it's just age. My wife and I sort of got that whiplash, and we just had to rest for a while before driving again. It's really fast. I mean, for me, it's really fast. It was only from 0 to 60, and that was on Eco. I haven't tried doing that on Sport. I don't know if I do have the guts to do so. I can say that it's perfect for me in these types of situations where there's a lot of stop and go traffic, just because of the fact I know that I'm not consuming gas. So it's different from if you're using an ICE. I know that the more I reduce my speed, the more fuel I need to get back up to speed. In this case, it's the more I reduce speed, it's actually better for the battery because it's regenerating some energy back. So I kind of like that idea of having an EV. Because of the seats, I'm not, moving about that much, Here we go. Curving at 52. Holy crap, that's it. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Okay, so I haven't stepped on the brake yet to disable adaptive cruise control. One thing I did notice is there's this steering wheel icon at the instrument cluster. And if it detects a car in front of me, then that lights up. So I guess it's going to follow that. And you can turn that off if you want to with the button here. So I can toggle that off. There we go. Right now, it's just doing adaptive cruise control. But I kind of like having that on. There we go. I just have to say this, it's impressive how quiet and soft the ride is. Even on potholes, I don't get to hear that much. It's smooth and it's soft. It really feels like a premium car. So on really coarse roads, even though you hear the sound, it's a satisfying sound. It's not like you're inside a tin can. The fit and finish of the interior is doing a lot of absorbing of the sound. I really appreciate everything that's happening here. It's really solid. Even when you're going through like zebra lines, it's not irritating. See? So look at this, 2 tall drinks. Not really tall. 1 tall drink and then 1 regular drink. Whoa! Cool! So this is McDo friendly. Awesome. Okay, let's drive. I can't still get my mind off that curve earlier where I was at around 50 kilometers per hour and I was just steering and it's like it was nothing. No? That's cool. Did you get dizzy?
Huh?
Did you get dizzy?
Nope.
No.
I got hungry.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we were hungry. Oh, by the way, the auto hold on this car on inclines is really good. So when you're at full stop on an incline, it doesn't take that much for you to accelerate. Oh my God, look at that road, no? That's
Off-road.
a bit of off-road. This is high point.
Doink.
What? That was soft. No?
Very good.
The ride is really good. I don't know what they're doing with the suspension. I hope every manufacturer takes notes from how BYD's making this, their suspension here in this Atto 3. My only gripe is that when you're signaling, I'm used to having the signal trigger the AVM. It does have that, but I think 10 kilometers per hour is slow. I was hoping that they would be more forgiving and have it like 15 kilometers per hour. Or whenever you're decelerating, I was hoping that whenever it reaches 10 kilometers per hour, so let's say 30 to 10, it will trigger the AVM. No, it doesn't. You have to start the signaling below 10 kilometers per hour. So it never shows up, even if you're decelerating. But other than that, everything is good. It's hard to find fault in a car like this, especially with its price point. And it's easy to appreciate a car like this, especially with how it looks. It drives as well as it looks. Now, my complaints are not a deal breaker that keeps me from getting an Atto 3. No, it's just something that I was used to. I mean, come on, this is a BEV. It's the way of the future. When it comes to charging, AC Motors will put up chargers around the metro, and they are 22 kilowatt chargers. Most of the Ayalamos have them already. They plan on having like 100 around the metro. That's cool. At least we have that option already when you buy, the Atto 3. So if you're really in the market for an EV, I really do urge you to test drive it and see for yourself how this thing really feels to drive. Maybe we have different experiences, but for me, I know it sounds like a cliche when I say that it drives like a dream. It really does. My wife agrees with me, and that's quite rare. She likes it, okay? She likes being my passenger queen here. So I just want to give a shout out to Sir Paul Espino of Test Drive PH for providing his time to shoot the BYD Atto 3 with drone and cinematic shots, which I used in this video. So it's been a really great start of the year for me because I got to spend time with the BYD Atto 3 for almost a week now, and it's really a treat. I got to experience how a real EV drives and consumes power or energy. It's not a perfect car though, but it's almost perfect. I do have a few nitpicks, like the lack of power tailgate, the power seats for the passengers, but it doesn't justify me complaining with how good the package is overall. So there are two variants of the BYD Atto 3 offered here in the Philippines. One is the premium and one is the dynamic. This is the premium, which costs close to 1.8 million pesos. And the other is the dynamic, which costs close to 1.6 million pesos. The differences are the range. So this is 480 kilometers of range and the dynamic is 410 kilometers of range. And the other is that the dynamic doesn't have a sunroof. So I guess the question is it worth it? For me, it's a dream. And if you feel the same way and you're ready to build your dream, I'll put the details in the description below and somewhere here on the screen where you can contact AC Motors and Iconic Dealership. Just an FYI, Iconic Dealership Incorporated will be opening up a new showroom in Greenfield, Mandaluyong, and it will be opening second quarter of this year. Special thanks to AC Motors and Iconic Dealership Incorporated for lending me this car so I can share with you my first-hand experience with the BYD Atto 3. I hope you guys are having a great start of the year and have a prosperous year ahead. Again, thank you so much. Hanggang sa ulitin, kita-kits.